Vampire bats got their name for a reason. They love blood. It's the only thing they eat. A colony of 100 can drink the equivalent of 25 cows' worth of blood in a year, and in doing so become vectors of deadly diseases, including rabies and strains of coronavirus. Now increasing numbers are on the hunt as deforestation draws a succulent invasive species closer to their lair. Here's a vampire bat having dinner. As it turns out, feral hog is their favorite meal. They land on the back of these wild pigs and using their teeth, which just so happen to be the sharpest in the entire animal kingdom, shear their hair, pierce the skin, and lick the wound for up to 30 minutes, consuming more than half their body weight in blood every night. Thanks to an anesthetic in their saliva, the hogs barely notice, so they can continue to feast away. However, this tasty meal source hasn't always been so readily available. Feral pigs were first introduced to Brazil 200 years ago when they escaped into the wild from local farms in Uruguay and started taking over the Pantanal ecosystem. But their populations only exploded in the 90s when farmers began importing them from Europe and marketing the meat as higher quality. The demand wasn't there and farmers eventually gave up, releasing them into the wild where they have multiplied to unmanageable numbers and to this day wreak havoc, destroying crops and attacking livestock, costing millions in damages. Now these invasive species are being pushed closer to vampire bats as swaths of forest are destroyed to make way for industrial farmland and to accommodate the second largest cattle population on the globe. And more pigs means more bats, means more chance for a variety of deadly diseases to spread and mutate. Dr. Felipe Pedrosa is an ecologist that co-authored a study investigating the impact of feral pigs on the Brazilian ecosystem.
Basically, vampire bats, they carry rabies and they play an important role in transmission of rabies to livestock and to humans. So now we have a new player in this ecological interaction, which is feral pigs that offer a vast source of blood to vampire bats. So it can have implications for rabies epidemiology, which needs to be investigated more scientifically.
Farmers vaccinate a majority of their herd from rabies but have been reluctant to release data on rabies infections due to fears of a government-mandated culling of their livestock. And this as local epidemiologists concerned an outbreak may be imminent. The government has taken some control measures by catching vampire bats and applying anti-rabal paste on them that spreads through the colony, offering a temporary remedy. But solitary bats that live outside the colonies are difficult to control and may reinfect other bats and wildlife, including feral pigs.
So in 2007, we used to have something like less than 100 municipalities with feral pigs. So in 2013, it was 500. And now in 2020, it's like 1,500. We don't have enough hunters and we don't have enough traps.
The government is asking hunters to kill as many feral pigs as they can to stunt population growth. They often post their kills online. Scientists like Dr. Pedrosa are borrowing tactics from the US and has recently installed bullpens that are triggered remotely using security cameras to trap more feral pigs.
Pigs are very smart, so if you don't catch all the pigs at once, the survivors, they're gonna be aware of the danger of the trap, and it's gonna be harder to catch them later.
For now, hunting and bullpens are not enough to reduce the population of feral pigs in Brazil. And as they continue to multiply, and farmers further encroach on wild areas, a dangerous equation is forming. Vampire bats and feral pigs both carry zoonotic diseases that jump between species and human beings. Their coexistence in the same geographic area could lead to the creation of a new virus.
There is a relationship with advance over natural areas and the increase of disease. In the case of feral pigs, the role that they can play as a stepping stone of this spillover of disease, we don't know yet. But we know that feral pigs, they carry a lot of disease that infect human beings. So I wouldn't be surprised that the next epidemic would have feral pigs as a major player.